Meanwhile, in Japan, the government of Yoshihide Suga is reinforcing the country's military might. It has proposed a record $51.7 billion defense budget. $51.7 billion. This is the 9th consecutive rise in Japan's military spending. So the question is, why is it needed? Just where will this money be allocated, and what role does China's military expansionism play in this budget spike? Here's a report.
The 9th consecutive rise in military spending. A record $51.7 billion defense budget. And a comprehensive plan to counter China's growing military power. Japan is reinforcing its military might under the new leadership of Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga.
The national security situation around the country is getting increasingly severe. We need to cope with new areas of national security, such as space, cyber, and the electromagnetic spectrum, beyond the conventional framework of air, land, and sea.
The Ministry of Defense in Japan is set to get a record 5.34 trillion yen, or $51.7 billion budget next year. This budget is aimed at giving Japan's forces new planes, missiles, and aircraft carriers with greater range and potency against China. The purchases will likely include a $40 billion fighter jet being developed by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in collaboration with Lockheed Martin. A $323 million anti-ship missile to defend the southwestern Okinawan island chain. $628 million will be spent on obtaining 6 Lockheed F-35 stealth fighters. And $912 million are to be allocated for building 2 compact warships that can operate with fewer sailors.
We as the Japanese government need to thoroughly rationalize and make our defense operations more efficient. To correspond to the increasingly severe security environment, we would like to firmly strengthen our defense power while getting people to understand through our explanations at Parliament sessions.
This is a record spike in defense spending in Japan's recent history. Yoshihide Suga is following in the footsteps of his predecessor, Shinzo Abe, who is also focused on military development in Japan. Under Abe, Japan bolstered its defenses in response to a growing military threat from China. A threat that still persists. The PLA's incursions in the East China Sea have not stopped. Just this month, Chinese ships entered the territorial waters of Japan, near the Senkaku Islands. Chinese vessels have also been hovering around Japan's Okinawa island chain. Japan's new budget is largely aimed at safeguarding its sovereignty. The spike in defense spending will go a long way in protecting its coastal territories. Not to mention in countering China's never-ending military expansionism. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.